Let's stop pretending like we don't know the truth. If a woman truly wants a relationship with you, you won't have to guess. This might sting, but it's necessary. Most men today are operating in confusion, stuck decoding mixed signals, overanalyzing texts, and chasing validation from women who are simply not interested in anything real. The truth? A woman who genuinely wants something serious with you won't leave you in emotional limbo. She will show you, through her actions, through her consistency, through her energy. But let's make something very clear. Not every woman wants a serious relationship, and that's okay. What's not okay is when a man is being emotionally, financially, and mentally invested in a woman who treats the idea of commitment like a casual afterthought. And a lot of guys fall for this trap. They confuse attention for intention. Just because she's replying to your texts or hanging out with you doesn't mean she's invested in something long-term. This video is for men who are ready to stop playing games. Men who are tired of wasting time, tired of false hope, and ready to understand what a woman's real behavior looks like when she sees you as more than just a placeholder. We're going to break down 7 clear things a woman does when she actually wants a serious relationship with you. Some of these will shock you, some will sting a little, but all of them will be real. So if you're a man who's been wondering, is she really serious about me? You're in the right place, and here's the kicker. If she's not doing these things, then she's either unsure about you, emotionally unavailable, or just stringing you along. Either way, you need clarity, and this video will give it to you. Let's get into it. 1. She removes the competition. Let's cut straight to it. When a woman genuinely wants a serious relationship, she clears the field. No more options, no more talking stages, no more half-hearted situationships. If she sees long-term potential with you, she'll make you feel like the only man in the room, not because you begged for exclusivity, but because she chose it. Now here's what most guys get wrong. They think exclusivity is something you ask for, when in reality, it's something a woman gives willingly when she's sure about you. That's the key difference. If she's still entertaining DMs, still texting her guy friends with flirty undertones, still seeing where things go with other men, then she hasn't removed the competition, and she's not serious. Men, don't ignore this. You don't have to fight for a woman who sees your value. She will naturally disengage from anyone and anything that might disrupt her bond with you, and she won't need a label to start doing it. Women are strategic with attention, so if she's still giving emotional real estate to other men, she's keeping you on standby. Now, let's make this real. Let's say you're talking to a woman consistently, texting every day, going on dates, having great conversations. You're thinking, this is going somewhere. But then on a casual scroll through her Instagram stories, you see her out to dinner with a guy you've never heard of. Or she mentions her guy friend is flying in, and they'll be spending the weekend together. You bring it up, and she hits you with, "We're not even official." That's the red flag you needed. A woman who sees you as someone serious will instinctively start to close the doors to other men. She's not keeping backups. She's not waiting for a better offer. She's investing in you, quietly but clearly. And if she's not, then you're an option, not a priority. Bottom line, if you still feel like you're in a competition, it's because you are. And real women, the ones ready for something real, they don't make you compete. They make you feel chosen. 2, she brings you into her world. When a woman truly wants something serious, she doesn't keep you on the outside looking in. She brings you into her life, not just her bed. That means access. Access to her friends, her routines, her family, her everyday reality. And this doesn't mean she dumps her entire life story on you overnight. No. But there's a gradual, intentional shift where you stop feeling like a visitor and start feeling like you're part of something. She opens the door to her world and leaves it open. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to ask. It just starts to happen, naturally. Let's be real. Most men have experienced the opposite. Women who keep things surface level. Every date is isolated. Every conversation stays light. You know her favorite drink, but not what she's struggling with. You've seen her dressed up, but not what her life looks like on a Tuesday afternoon. You're close, but somehow still a stranger. That's how women move when they're not fully in. It's guarded. It's curated. It's distant. But a woman who wants a relationship will let you see the real her. She'll bring you to her favorite places, introduce you to her inner circle, and slowly give you a front row seat to her reality. That's how you know it's serious. She's not just sharing time with you. She's sharing space, energy, and identity. And here's the kicker. This isn't always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's subtle, like her asking you to help her run an errand, or inviting you to a family gathering, or even just calling you when something happens instead of waiting until the next date to bring it up. It's in those little moments that you realize she's not just dating you, she's including you. Men need to stop confusing intimacy with depth. Just because she's affectionate doesn't mean she's serious. The real indicator is access. And if you're still sitting on the sidelines of her life, even after weeks or months of talking, it's not because she's private, it's because she's not all in. A woman who wants something serious doesn't hide you. She makes room for you. 3. She prioritizes you without pressure. Let's be honest. In today's dating world, everyone's busy. Careers, side hustles, personal growth, social lives, we get it. But when a woman wants something serious with you, she makes space for you, without making it feel like a job interview or a scheduled business meeting. There's a difference between someone who's too busy and someone who's just not prioritizing you. And most men don't want to admit it, but deep down, they feel it. They feel the slow replies, the last-minute cancellations, the constant rescheduling, the "we'll see" answers. You might tell yourself, she's just overwhelmed. But truthfully, if she wanted to, she would. Now here's what makes this controversial, because a lot of people will say, well, you shouldn't expect someone to drop everything for you. And that's true. No man should expect a woman to revolve her life around him. But here's the real test. Does she make you feel like a priority, even in the chaos? When a woman wants a serious relationship, she doesn't just make time. She wants to make time. It's not a chore. It's not forced. It's not always about big gestures either. It's the consistent, just checking in text. It's asking about your day. It's making sure you're okay after a rough week. It's being there, not perfectly, but intentionally. Most men have been on the other side of this. You've been that guy who gives his energy, his attention, his availability, and gets bare minimum back. She'll hit you up when she's bored or lonely, but disappears when things get real. She'll be hot today, cold tomorrow. Always busy, yet somehow still posting on social media, still out with friends, still giving energy to others. You know what that is? That's called emotional breadcrumbing. And it's the exact opposite of prioritization. So when a woman is serious, she finds balance. You don't feel like you're begging for her time. You don't feel like you're constantly wondering where you stand. She's not giving you everything, but she's giving you enough to know she sees you as more than just another option. And the most powerful part? She does it without you asking. 4. She becomes emotionally transparent. Here's where it gets uncomfortable for some men. Emotional transparency is the ultimate test of sincerity, and a woman who wants a serious relationship will start showing you her real, unfiltered emotional world. Not just her good moods, not just her cute quirks, but the deeper stuff. Her fears, her insecurities, her doubts, her past wounds. And not in a trauma dump way, but in a way that shows she's letting her guard down because she trusts you. Now, Let's be real. Too many men say they want a real woman, but then they panic the moment she shows real emotion. If she cries, they shut down. If she's vulnerable, they get uncomfortable. If she expresses something deep, they think she's being too much. And guess what? That's exactly why so many women stay guarded. But men, if you're looking for something serious, you've got to grow up emotionally. Stop expecting a surface-level connection with long-term benefits. A woman who's ready for commitment will stop putting on the perfect face. She'll stop trying to impress you. She'll start revealing what actually matters. That's not weakness, that's strength. And you know why this matters? Because when a woman is emotionally transparent with you, she's giving you the key to her mind and heart. She's telling you, I want you to know me, not just date me. That's rare. That's powerful. And if you're not ready to handle it, you're not ready for the relationship you say you want. Now, here's the wake-up call. Too many men confuse emotional distance with maturity. They think a woman being low maintenance means she's wife material. But in reality, it's often the women who open up, communicate deeply, and challenge you emotionally that are ready to build something real. You can't build a long-term relationship with someone who wears a mask forever. So men, if she never expresses when something bothers her, if she always says, I'm fine, if she never lets you see the cracks, that's not strength. That's self-protection. And she's keeping you out. But when she starts letting you in, not for validation, but for connection, that's when you know she's not playing around. Real women don't hide forever. And real men don't run when the mask comes off. 5. She invests in your growth. Let's flip the script for a second, because this is where a lot of men miss the deeper signs. When a woman is truly serious about you, she's not just focused on how you make her feel. She starts focusing on who you're becoming. She doesn't just want the man you are now. She's investing in the man you're growing into. That's powerful. Most men are used to being judged by what they already are. How much money they make. How confident they act. How together their life looks. But a woman who's in it for real doesn't just consume the finished product. She contributes to the process. She starts asking about your goals. She challenges your excuses. She gives feedback. She holds you accountable, not to control you, but to elevate you. And some men can't handle that. They label it as nagging, controlling, or too intense. But in reality, it's love in action. It's someone saying, I see more in you than you might even see in yourself, and I care enough to say something. Now let's be honest. There are men who don't want to be better. They just want comfort, ego stroking, and peace. And when a woman comes into their life and starts applying pressure in the right places, they get defensive. They shrink. They call her too much. But hear this clearly. If a woman is pushing you to grow, not to change you, but to upgrade you, that's someone who sees you in her future. Because no woman invests in a man she plans to walk away from. She's not just buying into who you are now. She's betting on your potential. And here's the contrast. If she's only there for the good times, the easy days, the wins, if she never checks you, never challenges you, never says you can do better, that's not love. That's a comfort zone. So men, stop fearing the woman who raises your standard. She's not trying to fix you. She's trying to build with you. Because when a woman wants something real, she doesn't just support your growth. She becomes a part of it. 6. She drops the ego. Let's call this out clearly. A woman who wants a serious relationship doesn't let pride run the show. She lets go of the games. The pride. The I'm not texting first. The I don't need a man attitude. The passive-aggressive silence. All of it fades because she's no longer trying to win, she's trying to connect. Now, this one's going to hit hard because we've normalized ego in modern dating like it's a badge of honor. Everyone's afraid to look too available, too soft, too emotional. Women are told to be unbothered and never let him think you care more. But here's the truth. When a woman is emotionally mature and wants something real, ego becomes irrelevant. She's not afraid to apologize. She's not afraid to initiate conversations. She's not afraid to be wrong. And most importantly, she's not afraid to let you lead without trying to overpower you. That's where a lot of men get confused. They think feminine strength is loud, assertive, dominating. But in reality, real feminine power is in vulnerability, in softness, in the ability to say, I care more about us than about being right. And look, if a woman always needs to have the last word, if she never admits fault, if she constantly flips the script and makes you the villain anytime something goes wrong, that's not partnership. That's ego. That's pride. That's performance. But when she drops the ego, that's where intimacy lives. She starts communicating with clarity, not with attitude. She expresses needs instead of playing mind games. She wants solutions, not cycles. She's not trying to beat you. She's trying to build with you. Now, here's where the criticism comes in. Men, if you can't tell the difference between a woman dropping her ego and a woman being soft, you might be part of the problem. A lot of guys say they want peace, but when a woman finally puts her walls down, they mishandle it. They mistake vulnerability for weakness. And then they wonder why women go cold. Here's your wake-up call. If she's putting the pride down, you better not pick yours up. A woman who wants something serious will choose connection over control. Not once, consistently. And if you can't meet her there, you'll lose her. 7. She starts planning long-term. When a woman is serious about you, her mindset shifts from me to we. It's no longer just about her future. It's about whether you're in it. And here's the thing. It's rarely loud. She might not say, I want to marry you on the third date. But she starts dropping hints, asking questions, including you in plans that go beyond next weekend. She's mentally moving you from present tense to permanent placement. And men, you'll feel it. She'll ask things like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Would you ever move for a relationship? Do you want kids someday? These aren't just random questions. They're her way of seeing if your long-term picture fits hers. Women don't casually imagine futures with men they don't take seriously. If she's talking about family, travel, living situations, finances, she's aligning visions. And even more, she starts planning around you, not just inviting you to events, but asking for your input on things that matter. Now contrast that with the vibe-only girl, the one who always says, let's just see where this goes. That line? It's code for, I'm not sure you're the one. Women who are serious don't gamble with their time. They strategize it. You've got to pay attention to how she talks about the future. If everything is I, and never we, that's not a partnership. That's a placeholder. But if she's asking about your goals, imagining life with you in it, and making decisions based on your presence in her life, that's intentional. Here's where a lot of men mess up. They see a woman making future plans and think she's moving too fast. But if you want something real, that's not fast. That's clarity. It means she's not here to waste your time or hers. And if you can't handle a woman with a vision, you're not ready for a woman who's serious. Bottom line, if you're not in her future, she won't be planning around you. But if she is, you'll know, because she'll stop making short-term moves and start building a long-term foundation. 8. She respects your standards. Let's be honest, a woman who's serious about you won't just tolerate your standards. She'll respect them. And that right there separates a mature woman from a manipulative one. You see, in the dating game, a lot of men are made to feel like having standards makes them controlling, insecure, or toxic. Say you don't want your woman partying every weekend? You're insecure. Say you value modesty, loyalty, or certain boundaries. You're trying to control her. But let's flip the perspective. Standards are not control. They are clarity. And a woman who wants a real relationship with you won't try to twist them. She won't test how much disrespect she can get away with. She won't push your boundaries just to see you fold. She'll listen. She'll ask questions. And if she values you, she'll adjust. Now, let's be real. This is where a lot of men fall short too, because they don't even know what their standards are. They enter relationships like passengers, not drivers, hoping to be accepted instead of choosing who they accept. And so when a woman starts testing boundaries, they cave in, out of fear of losing her. But here's the truth. A woman who's actually serious about you will want to honor what you stand for. She may not agree with every single thing, but she'll care enough to understand why it matters to you. She won't shame you for having a backbone. She'll see it as a sign that you know who you are, and that's attractive to a woman who's done playing games. Now, don't get this twisted. Respecting your standards doesn't mean she becomes submissive to your every demand. It means she's willing to co-create a dynamic where both of you feel safe, respected, and heard. Men, stop ignoring the signs. If she mocks your beliefs, dismisses your boundaries, or tries to rewrite your values, that's not love. That's ego. And if you let it slide, you're not protecting the relationship. You're destroying it. A real woman, a woman who wants to build with you, will never want to be with a man who stands for nothing. She'll test you. But if she's serious, she'll respect you even more when you pass the test. 9. She doesn't weaponize her beauty. This one might make some people uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. A woman who's serious about you doesn't use her looks as leverage. She doesn't dangle her beauty like bait. She doesn't treat her presence like a reward. And she definitely doesn't use attraction to control, manipulate, or punish. Men, you know the game. She gets dressed up for the world, but never for you. She posts the thirst traps when you two are arguing. She withholds intimacy when she's not getting her way. She uses her appearance not to connect with you, but to compete against you, to show you how many men want her. That's not love. That's power play. And you need to see it for what it is. A woman who truly values a relationship doesn't treat her beauty like currency. She knows her worth, but she's not transactional about it. She's not trying to prove how desirable she is. She's focused on showing you how loyal she can be. And let's be real. We live in a time where attention is a drug. Social media has made validation feel like oxygen. And unfortunately, too many women have learned to use beauty as a weapon, not just against men, but against their own sense of value. But when a woman is serious about you, her energy shifts. She stops seeking attention everywhere because she's found focus in one place: you. It's not about dressing down or hiding herself. It's not about losing confidence or trying to be less sexy. No, it's about intention. She still looks good, but it's not to prove a point. She still embraces her femininity, but not at your expense. She's not using her looks to manipulate your emotions. She's using her character to build your trust. So when you find yourself with a woman who always needs external eyes on her, who constantly stirs jealousy to keep your attention, who uses her beauty as both bait and punishment, understand, that's not someone who's ready for a relationship. That's someone who's still addicted to the game. But a woman who's done with games, she's not chasing attention. She's building alignment. And her beauty becomes part of the bond, not the battlefield. 10. She's consistent, even when it's inconvenient. Here's the real test. Not how she treats you when things are fun, but how she shows up when it's not easy. That's where you separate the women who are serious from the ones who are just passing time. Anyone can be sweet when the vibes are high. Anyone can say the right things when everything's flowing. But what happens when you're stressed? When you're unavailable? When you're not at your best? Emotionally, financially, mentally? A woman who wants a real relationship won't ghost you, guilt trip you, or withdraw affection just because you hit a rough patch. She stays present, even when it's not convenient, even when you're not fun to be around, even when there's nothing in it for her in the moment. And this matters because modern dating has trained people to move only when it's easy. A lot of women will be into you until you miss a text, until you say something she didn't like, until things get a little uncomfortable. Then suddenly, she's cold, distant, needing space, acting brand new. That's emotional immaturity. But a woman who's ready for something serious, she's stable, she's consistent. She doesn't punish you with silence or mood swings. She communicates, she works through it. She doesn't flake when things stop being convenient because she values the connection more than the comfort. And let's be real, this type of consistency is rare. You're not going to get it from someone who's still in hot girl summer mode. You won't get it from someone who's only in it for attention, status, or aesthetics. You'll get it from a woman who's ready to build, not bounce. Men, this is how you know the difference between a girl who's into the idea of a relationship and a woman who's ready for one. She doesn't disappear when it's inconvenient. She doesn't become emotionally unpredictable every time life throws a curveball. She doesn't just talk about being there, she proves it. And when you find a woman like that, don't play with it. Don't test it. Don't take it for granted. Because in a world full of inconsistency, her steady presence is her loudest declaration. I'm serious about you.